Mint Sneeple. Today is Monday, which means it's Market Monday. Reviewing the news from this last week, not a whole lot has happened. We had a battle hardened. The data for that is still coming out. It's kind of hard to find. I'm pretty sure though it was a chain that won. As well as the biggest thing that's coming up is Nationals is right around the corner. I know the US one is about 2 weeks. I'm sure all the other ones are just about that same time frame, 2 to 3 weeks away. So people are preparing their best decks, making sure they have everything ready for this upcoming national season. Other than that though, let's get straight into the market. You ever like to just get down, get a little bit of dirty in that mud? This card sure does. It likes to get so dirty that it becomes grossly expensive, and that's the way it is heading. It's gone up 32.69%, 6.9, down and dirty. That's pretty good. So this was a $12.88 card. Now it's up to $17.09. But that just isn't right, because I was looking on TCG right after I collected the data, just to skim through a couple of the legendaries and try to do some work to see what's cooking. And it's even more expensive than that. At the time of filming, the cheapest one you can find is for $23. That's $6 more than it was at that 32.69%. So this card is moving, people are getting excited, they're realizing this generic is busted, especially if you don't like playing against that Dragon Lady person, So this card is going down, 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 even though it's a card that is so good. This is Enlightened Strike, and we've seen this trending downwards for quite some time now, and it still is. It's getting very close to just being $20 a copy. It only went down 30%, which given, that's not that big of a percent, but because this card keeps drifting lower and lower, I just wanted to point it out to you people that don't already have your playset of Enlightened Strikes, because this card is so powerful, and it goes into a lot of good decks. This was a $27 card, 41 cents, and now it's down to 24.04. So it's creeping lower and lower. So we know how Flesh and Blood has books. They made lore books. Where's my Codex of Frailty book? Would that not be some of the sweetest merch? Just to have the codexes all on like these little displays you can buy and hang up, and there's actually cool things inside of them. Codex of Frailty went up 30.91%. It's on the move again, and we know this card has not been a cheap card since it came out. $42.74, now it's up to $54.95. That's $55 almost. This card, it continues to move, most likely with Nationals coming around the corner and Lexi being pretty much of a powerhouse of a deck, as well as Missouri being pretty good. Rune Blades, Dread Triptych, this is like a flash from the past like last week, because we know last week it went up around 48%. Not go up that same amount this week, but it's still moving. 26.71%, that's still a quarter of its value from last week. So that's still some substantial growth. That's still people wanting this card because it's good. It was around a $5.84 card. Now it's up to $7.40. It's moving up. It's gonna get close to $10 soon if it doesn't calm down. Bucketologist coming in hot. We know this was the name of the show last week, with bright lights kind of coming out, people getting excited, getting their copies ready. And last week we saw a lot of cards moving in the mech category, but this week we only see one notable one. Pulse Wave Harpoon going up 22.23%. It's latched in, it's shot its harpoon at that big whale, and it's latching on, it's going with the flow, it's just trending upwards where that whale is heading to resurface. This was an 806 card, now it's up to $9.86, that's almost $10. Your playsets are getting more and more expensive. This thing, it's going, it's harpoon on, it's cooking. Whoop. All right, let's get into a couple honorable mentions of things that are happening that you might want to be aware of, you might not want to be, I don't know your situation, but Levy Redeemed, the Marvel. It's gone down in price a good amount from what it once was, around that $800 range, $700 range. We all know about it when the card first released. It's still an expensive card. They're sitting around $600 on TCG. You might be able to find one cheaper on Facebook if you try hard, who knows. But there has been a couple that sold for $500 on TCG, meaning this card is kind of drifting lower and lower still. Copies are becoming a little more obtainable, still super expensive, because we know that Marvel Emperor from Dynasty, that thing is still super expensive, super sought after. So some of these Chase Marvels might have that higher price point, and this Levy one might just be sitting lower. We'll have to see. No, it didn't happen. No, why did Shiana not become the best deck in the format? I was so looking forward to it when we saw all these specializations, her own specialization coming out, and she just, she didn't get the beans, it didn't move. That's all right. Every set that comes out, she gets better and better. But right now, she's one of my honorable mentions because I want to talk about how cheap she's getting. Currently, cheapest one on the market on TCG Player is around $65. It's going lower and lower. People are undercutting each other. Because the last one sold, Rainbow Foil, was $80. This was a couple days ago. So these new ones are popping up, just going lower. As well as, there's a cold foil that sold for a pretty good price at $1,000 for a cold foil Shiana Crucible Edition, Legendary Cold Foil First Edition, whatever you call it. Glorious. That was a great pickup, most likely. Currently, the other cold foils on the market are around $1,400, $1,500, so not a bad deal, right? That's about $500 off, $400 off. What do you want to look at it? But Shiana is becoming cheaper and cheaper. I don't know if you guys remember when all the hype was building up for this last set. She was getting to about that 120, 130 marker with very little on the market because people kept buying their Shianas, trying to get in on that, hoping she becomes good. We have seen a couple of Shianas be played at some Battle Hardens, but no big finishes yet. I'm having my fingers crossed. I'm hopeful because I love this hero. She is so fun. This has been the Market Monday. Not a whole lot going on. People are getting ready for Nats. People are just coming off skirmish season hype. People have just spent money on all those new Mechanologist cards. So this last week has been kind of mellow. Not a lot of things to note, to denote, to track on. But we're still here anyways. Every Monday we're here. So if you want to be here with us, like, subscribe, notification bells turned on, and I'll see you next Monday. Thank you for watching. My name is Gabe.